Okay, this is a repeat of what we did yesterday. I'm not gonna do all these with you, but I will do a few. And I wanna start with like number 3, okay? Because there's some blanks about the, actually, let's go back to number 1. Let's just start on number 1. So, and I don't know if I told you this yesterday, so I wanna make sure that I tell you today. Whenever you're writing the problem with the hood, you write the big number first, then the hood, then the number on the outside. So say this number with me, 720, say that.
720
Divided by 90.
divided by 9.
Now watch how I'm going to write it. Just watch me first. 720, are you watching, Kiara? Divided by 90. You need to do the same thing. So you write the big number, then you draw the hood, then you put the 90. Okay, do that real quick. Now, do you remember yesterday I showed you the 1 for 1 0 trick? So of course we're going to do that. 1 0 for 1 0. Now, let's freeze for a minute before we find our answer, okay? Do you see right here where it says 72 tens? Look, that's what's left. 72. What's left over here? Say this, 9. That's how they got that. So while in a minute, whenever there's some blanks right here for the tens and the tens, that's what goes in the blanks, what's left over when you get rid of your zeros, okay? That's what goes in the blanks. So let's finish this. 9 times something that's 72 would be 8. There's your answer. 8. Because 9 times 8 is 72. Now let's do number 3. 1,200 divided by 30. I did the big number, then I did the hood, then I did the small number. Okay, 1 0 for 1 0, but that 0 under the hood has to stay because there's not one to mark it off, okay? If I'm a 3, can I dive into a 1 if I'm a 3? Can I dive into 12? Yeah. Oh, hold on for just a minute. What's left right here? What's left? 120, that goes there. What's left out here in front? What number's left? 3. That goes there. And by the way, that's what's going to be on Practice Buddies. You're going to see that exact thing on Practice Buddies. Now, you told me you could dive into 12 if you were a 3. How many times? 3 times what is 4? And then don't forget this 1 0. And so bring it straight up. And there's your answer, 40.
I did 14.
So do you understand what goes in these blanks? How I got those numbers in the blanks? Because that is on Practice Buddies. Okay, Eric, pick a number. Oops.
It's a great day for school to see a mess. Good morning. Let's all stand, face the flag, and place our hands over our hearts for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is now time for the moment of silence. You may choose to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in any other silent activity that does not interfere with others. The moment of silence shall begin now. In the cafeteria today, we'll be having beef taco, refried beans, tortilla chips, salsa, fruit, and milk. Test club members, stop by the Starch Room for another basketball schedule. Student council will meet Thursday after school in the 7th and 8th grade commons. If you can't attend the meeting, see Ms. Hart. Drama club will meet Monday, December 7th after school. Have a tiger day.
Okay, who did I call in to pick something? Eric, yeah. Pick a number, Eric. 15. 49,000. Divided by 70. I put the big number first, then I put the hood, then I put the small number. 1 0 for 1 0. So can 7 dive into a 4? Kids 7 dive into 49?
Yes.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
7.
Because 7 times 7 is 49. And then it probably wouldn't hurt to put dots in those zeros like we used to. So you're counting the right amount of zeros that's left. And there's your answer, 700. Luke, pick a number.
6.
Number 6, 9,000. Divided by 30. Well, let's get rid of 1 for 1 right off the bat. If I'm a 3, can I dive into that 9? Yeah. How many times? 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. Good job. So let's talk about that real quick. Hey, freeze for just a minute. Sometimes we do use the first number. If it can go in the first number, then we use it. If it can't, then you got to go to the second number. Sometimes you even have to go to the third number, but this time the first number worked. Are y'all with me on that? Okay. And look, I see 2 more zeros, so bring those straight up and there's your answer, 300. Okay, thumbs up if this is making sense. It's pretty easy, isn't it, if you know your multiplication. Okay, Kiara, this is the last one I'm doing on the front.
How about 16?
16, 56,000. Divided by 80. And right off the bat, I'm getting rid of 1 for 1 0 right off the bat. Now, if I'm an 8 and I'm on a diamond board, could I dive into a 5? No, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Could I dive into 56?
Yeah.
How many times? 8 times 7 is 56. And look where I put it. I put it on top of the 6, not on top of the 5. And now let's count zeros. I see 1 and then another 2 zeros left. So there's your answer, 700. Okay? I think you can do the front. Let's turn to the back now.
Yay.
A carton of staples has 50 packages. The carton contains 25,000 staples in all. Look what they did. They gave you the big number all together. And guess what they're wanting you to do? Put your pencil on how. How many staples are in each what? Package. So they're giving you all these staples. And what are you actually doing with the staples? You're putting some in this package. You're putting some in this package. Some in this package. Some in this package. What does that mean in math? Dividing. So let's do that. 25,000. And we're going to divide that by 50 because it says there's 50 packages. And right off the bat, you're going to get rid of this 0 and this 0. Right off the bat. Is 5 times anything ever going to get you 2?
No.
Is 5 times anything ever going to get you 25?
Yes.
What?
5.
5. Good. And that goes there. And how many zeros do you have left?
2.
2. 1, 2. There's your answer. 500 goes in each package. But we're not done. Because it tells us to do something right here. Get your pencil and explain. It says explain how to use a, what do these 2 words say right here? Basic fact to find the answer. Well, what basic fact did I have to know to get this answer? What basic fact did I have to know? What? What though? What fact? What multiplication fact? Yes, 5 times 5 was 25. That's what we had to know to work this problem out. And it's going to ask you that on practice buddies, just like that. It wants to know a basic fact. My club collected $3,472 to buy computers. Look, I've got all this money. And what am I going to do? I'm going to put some money in this computer. I'm going to put some money in this computer. Some to buy this computer. It's classic division. If each computer costs $680, estimate the number of computers that the club can buy. That's the first thing we have to do is estimate. And hey, whatever numbers we pick, we want to make sure it goes in there evenly. We want to use those basic facts that we know. So right off the bat, let's change 680 to something. What do y'all hope? What do you want to change 680 to?
I want to change it to
Let's be honest, we want a bunch of zeros, don't we? Because if we can get zeros on there, we can maybe eventually take them off. 680 is very close to something with a bunch of zeros. 6,000? Oh, you're a long ways from 6,000. 700, good. So that should be 700. Okay, now just watch me for a minute, because we're going to have to change this number too, right here. So just watch what I'm going to do. Okay, all eyes up here. We're going to have to change this, but I'm writing it first. We know 700 is out here. Man, if we could put a bunch of zeros under here, that would be really good. So let's think of 7. This is our basic fact, okay? 7 times something that's really close to 34. 7 times something that's really close to 34. And you can go over a little bit. So Bentley, what are you thinking? 7 times something that's close to 34. Let's just go by sevens. Count, put your hands down there. I'm talking to Bentley. Let's just count by 7. 7 times 1 is 7. What's 7 times 2? Do y'all think we can get closer than 14? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's 7 times 3? Do you think we can get closer than 21?
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 times 4? 28. Do you think we can get closer than 28?
Yeah.
We're getting close, aren't we? Maybe one more. What's 7 times 5? What? 35. What do y'all think about that? That's pretty close, isn't it? So on your paper, I want you to write 35 with 2 zeros. Divided by 700. Oh, I like the looks of this. And let's see if we've got good numbers. Let's just see real quick. Hey, don't work it out yet. Don't work it out yet. We changed $680 to 700. Do y'all like that answer? That's a pretty good answer. We changed 3,472 to 3,500. Is that a good answer?
Yes.
And you know what's so good about this? Zeros. You know what else is so good about this? That 7 times 5 is something, that 7 times 5 is exactly 35. That's what's good about this. So mark that out, mark that out, mark that out, mark that out, and put 5 right on top of that. Do you see how we made it go in there evenly? That was the goal. So how many computers can we buy? We can buy 5. Well, look how much money I had. I had $3,472. A railroad car can hold 42,000 pounds. Mr. Evans wants to ship 90 ovens and some freezers in the same container. If each freezer weighs 600 pounds, how many freezers can be shipped in the container? I want you to draw on your paper a railroad car, and I know I'm not a good artist by any means, but something like this. I want you to draw this on your paper.
Which one? This scrap?
Yeah, on scrap paper. And on top of this paper, or on top of this car, I want you to put 42,000 pounds. That's how much can be held in that car. That's a bunch. And we know that ovens and freezers are going to go into this particular car. So I want you to just kind of draw a jiggity line like this. And over here I want you to put ovens. And over here I want you to put freezers. So one side of the railroad car is for ovens and one side of the railroad car is for freezers. Okay. So the first thing we got to do is we got to deal with the ovens first, okay? And they even gave us a picture, and they told me that each oven weighs how many pounds?
200.
200 pounds. And how many ovens am I going to ship? What does it say right here? 90. So Kiara, I want to hear from you. If each oven is 200 pounds, I got 90 of those. Tell me what to do.
200 divided by
This one weighs 200. This one weighs 200. This one weighs 200. You were right from the beginning.
200 times.
Okay, here's the first thing we've got to do. We've got to figure out how much the ovens weigh. So 200 times 90. That's the first thing we're going to do. And of course, I'm letting my 0 hang off. And I'm going to bring that 0 straight down. And now I'm going to multiply times 9. What's 9 times 0, class? 0. What's 9 times 0, class? What's 9 times 2, class? 18. Now, how much does all those ovens weigh right off the bat?
18,000.
18,000. Up in your picture, put 18,000. Okay, now we got to deal with freezers. But you know what? I don't know how much pounds I have left. Look at me real quick. The whole thing was 42,000, but I've already used 18,000 for ovens. So Colin, how much pounds is going to be able to go in here for freezers?
42,000 minus 18,000.
Yes, 42,000 minus 18,000. That's the second step we have to do. 0, 0, 0. Well, you can't say 2 minus 8, can you? So the 4 has to become a 3, and the 2 needs to become a 12. Let's slap our leg on 8 and count up to 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What'd you get? 4. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So up here, I want you to put 24,000 pounds. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So I've got this cart. Half of it's for ovens that weighs 18,000 pounds. The other half is for freezers that weighs 24,000 pounds. Are you tracking with me? Okay, now let's get our pencil on if. If each freezer weighs what? 600, no, that didn't say 6,000. 600 pounds. How many freezers could be shipped in the container? How much weight do I have just for freezers? Just for freezers. 24,000. That's the big number. And just one freezer is 600 pounds. Then how many freezers can I put on that cart? What am I going to do?
24,000 divided by 600.
You got it. 24,000 divided by 600. 1 0 for 1 0, 1 0 for 1 0. Love it when I can get rid of zeros. Well, if I'm a 6, can I dive into a 2?
No.
If I'm a 6, can I dive into a 24?
Yes.
How many times?
4.
4.
Yeah.
And I've got 1 0 left, so there's your answer, 40. 40 freezers. You know what? I had to get rid of this space for the ovens. The whole space wasn't for freezers. It was for ovens and freezers. Okay, last one, number 20. There's 50 communities in Cobb County. I want you to underline that county. And I want you to look over here at the chart. Is that first county Cobb County?
No.
Mark it out. Is the second county Cobb?
No.
Does this say that? Yes or no? No. Is the third county Cobb?
No.
Is the fourth county Cobb?
Yes.
So circle that. That's what we're looking at. Is the last county Cobb? No. We're only looking at Cobb County. Now let's look real quick at Cobb County. How many people live in Cobb County? What does it say? 15,000. Circle that number too, because that's the only county we're looking at. Okay, now let's think about it. Okay, look at me real quick. We live in Payne County. Does everybody in Payne County live in Cushing, Oklahoma? No. If you live in Payne County, where else could you live? Stillwater. Where else? Perkins. Where else?
Pawnee.
What'd you say? Drumride's actually Creek County.
Pawnee.
I think that's Pawnee County. So it's like, here's where it's like Cushing, Ripley, Perkins, Stillwater. That's what Payne County is, okay? So I can only think of about 4 communities, but in this particular county, there's 50 communities. So I want you to think about all the people in our county. We don't all live in Cushing. Some of us live over here. Some of us live over here. Some of us live right here, and some of us live right here. What are we doing with all the people in the county? Dividing. So we're going to do the same exact thing. How many people live in Cobb County? 15,000. How many different places in the county does it say you could live? This must be a bigger county. 50. Now, Now, stop for a minute because we didn't read the whole problem. Here's what it's, get your pencil on where it says Marty. Marty estimates that there are about 300 people living in each community. Is his estimate reasonable? You know what that means? They gave us the answer. We got to work it out, and we got to see if our answer agrees with his answer, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So 1 for 1, 0. And if you're a 5, can you dive into a 1?
No.
Can you dive into a 15?
Yes.
How many times? 3. With what?
2 zeros.
2 zeros.
Right.
So do you agree with Marty's answer?
Yes.
Yes, there's your answer.
And it's exactly the correct
It's exactly a no. It's very reasonable.
Not even a 0.1 point off.
Not even 1 point off, is it? Okay, I'm going to remind you on number 22. What does quotient mean? I told you this yesterday. What does quotient mean? It means the
Actual number.
no answer. It means the answer. So it's saying the answer to every one of these is 400. So I want you to go in there and I want you to write that. 400. 400. 400. And 400. But there's only one that's right. They're not all right. Just one of them's right. Okay, so you've got to do the front. You've got to do these bottom two, and then you've got to get on your Practice Buddy 5-1. And Practice Buddy 5-1 is going to be due on Friday. I want to make sure that if you're watching my video, you can see this. Practice 5-1 is due on Friday. Okay, go.